What's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike, and I'm super excited today because I have a new motorcycle in my life. So yeah, today I'm going to be kind of giving you a little walk around of the new motorcycle I bought. I'm going to tell you what my plans are for it because I'm not leaving it stock, I'm not leaving it how I bought it, and I'm also going to drag race Case in this video against a bike we have at our office right now, the Hawk DLX, which we bought off Amazon for $2,000. And have been having a hell of a time with. So yeah, we're gonna race it against my new bike. But first, let's take a look at what I just bought. So here it is. Maybe not what you expected if you know the other two bikes I currently have in my garage, which is a Yamaha MT-09 and a KTM RC390, a street bike, and another street bike that I use as a track bike. And this is totally out of my comfort zone. But you'll see in a second why I bought it. So this right here is a 2009 Honda CRF150R, and it's basically a kid's motocross bike. There's two versions of this bike. There's the 150R, like I have, and the 150R Expert. The Expert has a bigger wheel and tire combo, longer swing arm, and a higher seat. This is the small version, the one made for kids, the one made for kids to go race around on. And yeah, you'll see why I like that piece of info in just a second. Honda 149cc Unicam engine. It's a 4-stroke, makes about 21 horsepower. This bike weighs about 185 pounds wet and ready to go. So there is a 150R and a 150L, the 150R being the more race-oriented version. Pretty old school bike, 09. If you bought a 2021 version of this bike, it would be exactly the same. They really haven't made any changes besides updating the graphics. It's still carbureted in 2021. But yeah, this is a pretty powerful dirt bike, and I'm not a dirt bike rider. So before I start it up and kind of give you a closer in-depth look at the bike, let me show you one of the parts I got in for it, because that should give you a good hint of what I'm doing with this bike.
Hey everyone, this is Case from TFL Bike with our Ride Smarter Tip of the Month, brought to you by Rider Justice. We hope you never get into an accident on your bike, but if you do yourself a favor and stay off social media until your claim is settled and you're back to full health. This is even more important if the accident wasn't your fault. Why? Well, you can be sure the insurance company will scour your social media feeds looking for any evidence they can use to lessen your settlement amount, or worse, not pay you at all. One innocent post from you claiming, "I felt great and I took a walk today," could cost you thousands of dollars. To learn more about how to ride smarter with common sense tips anyone can follow, go to riderjustice.com, the champions of biker rights, on the road, in the courtroom, and now across the country.
So believe it or not, there is a wheel in this box. Let me show you. So these are the wheels I'm going to be putting onto this bike. And this is a 12-inch, basically supermoto wheel that I got laced up. This is from a company called Gator Rims. Guy Kevin over there does a really good job sourcing OEM hubs and lacing up wheels and making them nice and true for mini moto. So currently on the bike, I've got a 14-inch rear and a 17-inch front. I'm going to be converting that to a 12-inch setup, both front and rear. You can see just how much smaller that is in the rear, and you really get a good sense of that on the front when you put this wheel next to the old ones. So this is going to be turned into a mini moto, mini motard basically. So I'm going to put some 12-inch racing slicks on here. These wheels are really high quality. I still have to make them tubeless, go ahead and seal all these spokes up with some marine grade sealant, and then put some like waterproof airtight tape over it so that I can mount some tubeless tires in there. I'll also probably swap over brake caliper and rotor from a 450, probably do some suspension work to it, maybe see if I can fit an R6 shock in there, and yeah, just have a blast and go out and do some track days, and maybe eventually do a Rocky Mountain mini moto race series with it. We'll see. So like I said, this is an 09, and it's in decent shape for being a dirt bike. It's definitely dirty, it's definitely been ridden decently hard off-road, but it's in fairly good condition. I do need to get new plastics. I'm not a big fan of the black plastics that are on it. You can kind of see the white number plate on the side has faded, and it's kind of turning yellow, and then the rear part back here is black, and I kind of want that OEM red Honda look. So I'll end up putting a new plastics kit on it. I'll probably rewrap the seat as well because the seat's getting a little bit dirty. But besides that, the bike really doesn't need a ton. It's already got this really nice FMF pipe on it. And overall, it's been well maintained. The one thing I definitely need to do immediately is put a new chain on it because this chain is laughably loose and honestly pretty dangerous, and the chain adjusters are slid pretty much all the way back. So yeah, I'll fire up the bike and let you hear it, but before I give it a couple kicks, I just want to let you know where this falls into kind of the motocross bikes. Like I said, it's a kid's motocross bike, and it kind of competes with all the two-strokes. This actually replaced Honda's 85 two-stroke back in 2007. They stopped selling the CR85, so this is basically a four-stroke, two-stroke killer that races against all the other 85s. So the YZ85, KX85, RM85, TM85, all the 85s, this is what this is going up against. So anyway, carbureted bike. Let's turn the fuel on over on the left side and give it a few kicks. It's a pretty high compression motor. It's pretty cold out today, so sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain to get going, but let's see what we can do. All you have to do is make fun of it, and then you don't need the choke, and it starts first kick when it's really cold outside. While it's warming up, as you can tell, I need a new rear shock real bad. It's super swingy. The forks, I'm not quite sure about. I'm assuming they're going to need to be resprung, but they are adjustable, and I haven't messed with them at all. But considering this is a kid's bike, I think it's pretty safe to say I'll have to respring those front forks. As far as what I paid for this bike, paid $2,000, got it on Craigslist. The guy was asking $2,300 for it. I was totally prepared to pay $23,000. I thought that was a great price, but I drove an hour and a half to get to him, and when I got there, no one answered the door. He wouldn't answer his phone. I waited outside for like an hour, and then I told him, hey dude, $2,000 or I'm walking away, and he wanted to get rid of it.
Something that Alex has neglected to mention to you is that the Hawk DLX, which I'm going to be racing, weighs around about 100 pounds more than his CRF150. His CRF150 also makes about 20 horsepower, whereas the Hawk makes a claimed 11.5. So I think my chances here are limited.
You're going down!
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna do 2 runs, real simple, down the street. I don't think we're gonna set an official finish line because I think I'm gonna smoke Case, so it's not really gonna matter. He has no brakes and I have a deathly loose chain, so we're wearing safety gear. Nothing should go wrong. Let's do a quick drag race. So yeah, clearly a Honda 150R is much faster than a Hawk DLX 250, at least in a drag race, and probably in just about every other way. This is a more capable machine. It's also a much more expensive machine. That brand new, $2,000. This used, $2,000. This brand new, about $5,300, give or take, depending on which model you get. Anyway, more videos to come on both of these bikes. We're gonna do a lot of off-roading with the Hawk, and I'm gonna be building this out over the winter, so expect a couple progress updates as I do some work on this, and then expect a video as it starts to warm up in the spring when I actually take this out on the track for the first time. I know I'm not the first person in the world to do a 150R mini moto conversion, so if you have any recommendations for parts or what I should be doing to this bike to set it up for asphalt racing, let me know down in the comments below. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to go over to tflbike.com for the latest in motorcycle news and reviews. Catch you in the next one.
Poor Hawk DLX gets no love.